and seek novelty. The quality of being new, original, or unusual. Boom. Men seek novelty. The quality of being new, original, or unusual. Boom. When we feel unacknowledged, right? I'll make sure everything was good for you. What appreciation are you showing? I need some acknowledgement of that, right? 3, we need our ego stroked.
I don't know, something about side chicks, like they
She
they have a
sure can stroke
way
it right.
they have a way of stroking a man's ego that
She sure can work. She sure can stroke it right, baby. This is truth, but then again, it's not an excuse. Sexual addiction.
it still get help, bruh.
Oh yeah, but I'm not.
Don't
Again,
tell
here's
me
my
you're an
disclaimer.
addict. Don't tell me you're a
Right.
sexual addict and
You
you don't.
know I'm an addict, baby. I couldn't get up. I couldn't take it. I fell
So
into
how
it.
often do you go to counseling? How are you dealing with? That's gonna be my next question.
5, men desire adventure.
So adventure, like I mean, the what is it? The thrill of possibly getting caught? Is that the?
I'm gonna give you my opinion, but let's go to the experts who put this list together, because they the
Okay.
one said this, not me. When husbands cheat, they escape from the routine and blandness of everyday life. Ways to heal from a toxic relationship: don't expect closure. The
Absolutely.
person who has hurt you, they've already shown you that they're not in the mode of taking care of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't expect them to take care of you by giving you closure. Boom. Maintain a strong support system with positive people.
I
Oh
think that's
yeah.
why it's important to have positive people to encourage you and to help you get back to you, because the negative folk, I don't think that
Right.
they are the ones that you want in your corner.
Boom. Rediscover your true self. All right, go ahead.
Sometimes discovering your true self is really, you don't need to date anybody. You don't need, looking to spend time with anybody. You need to sit with yourself.
Boom. Practice self care.
Mm.
When it's toxic, the basic stuff, you dress, you know what I mean? You don't do your hair as much. You don't feel, the inside comes outward. You feel bad inside, and it's going to come outwardly. Number 5, do not blame yourself.
At some point, you loved that person. It was a relationship. You were in it. And when things don't go right, you start thinking, what if I would have? What if I could have? I probably should have.
Mark's top 10 reasons why women cheat. Okay? Boom. Desire for novelty and excitement. But too nice, they're going to try you. And when they try you, they're going to run over you. When they run over you, guess what's going to happen? They're going to cheat on you. I mean, boom. Revenge or retaliation.
Ooh, wee. Hey,
Let me pop this back up again. Let's pop
yeah,
that
man.
marinade. Revenge
Yes,
and
sir.
retaliation.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, we already know revenge and retaliation. You do it, I'm going to go out here and do it too, nigga. All right, emotional connection with someone else.
Man, busy or running the streets or doing whatever you're doing, trying to provide, man. A lot of times we don't provide that emotional support that women need with running the streets and doing things in a certain field. Emotions have to be disconnected from that.
Lack of compatibility.
Hmm.
Don't come in from a broken state. Understand what it is that you desire. Also, make sure you are whole with yourself so you can see if there's any compatibility in the beginning. Boom. Relationship dissatisfaction. And I'm not oblivious to the fact that if I don't take care of the situation, she will look the other way.
Right,
Oh,
right.
Mark's top 10 when women say blank and men think blank, right? We're going to fill in the blanks tonight, right? Let's go ahead and get to it. Here's the first one. It's going to take a special man to deal with my mess. Nah, when you hear a woman say that, man, what's the first thing you think, man, when you hear that?
I'm about
It's
to
going
be.
to take a special man to deal with my mess.
This is about to be a
Let me
lot
do
of
this
work.
right here.
That's what I think. This finna be plenty work. She ain't. That's one. This about to be plenty work. Two. She ain't ready to be accountable for shit. She's saying, accept me, accept me for who I am, or else. I agree with you. It's gonna take a special man. That nigga ain't me.
Right. You know, whenever I hear women say that, whether it's dating or whether it's just a friend, when I hear a woman say that it's gonna take a special man to deal with my mess, the first thing I think about is why does someone have to even deal with your mess? Right. If you know you got mess, let me blow this up. If you know you got mess, why is it that you're trying to why are you trying to even date? You know what I mean?
Man.
If you a mess, if you know it's something that you know that's wrong and that's messy, why would you want someone else to try to deal with your mess? So that right there, that's the first thing I think, So check this out. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and just start. Okay, a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. What women really desire from men. Marq's top 10. Again, there's no particular order, but when there's no particular order, it is integrity. Women desire a man with integrity, right? How important is integrity to you, Duchess?
So yeah, integrity for me is very important. You got to have morals, scruples, respect. All that falls in together for me. So
If you have
Right.
integrity, that means you'll hold true your morals, beliefs when nobody's watching. You're still going to do the right thing.
Okay. All right. Number 2. Boom. Confidence. Confidence. Not arrogant, fellas, but confidence, right?
Like,
Women desire.
oh, you said you were confident with like going in public with me or going to an event that I know I'm gonna be on stage, as far as having to entertain people or talk to other people, maybe in a healthcare setting, and then they just revert back in a corner. Like, hold on, what happened?
2. Compassion. A man that's compassionate, not sensitive, too sensitive, but compassion. What we doing? We back. I got it. That's what happens when you go live. You know what I'm saying? We all over the place. We all over the place, but it's okay. It's called it's called making sure. Okay. Oh man, we couldn't hear rewind. Boo. What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Keisha? What's going on? Appreciate you, Keisha. I appreciate you letting me know because I couldn't hear nothing. I appreciate it. We back up and running. But like I was saying before, I need everybody out here that's looking at this. I need you to hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for your boy. Share, comment, just to make sure that this information gets out. Because we got a good one tonight for you. This is the I can't say annual, the weekly Marq's top 10. Weekly's Marq top 10. These top 10s, again, are something that I kind of have a subject or whatnot, and I want to kind of give like my top 10 ideas on what that looks like. So we got a good one tonight. But real quick, I just want to kind of go over a few things. Here at Date Night, we're really trying to expand the brand. I like that. Damn, I'm over here rapping and shit. But look, I'm trying to we're gonna expand the brand. And so what we're doing, we're actually getting ready to move over to the Date Night site. We're gonna move over to the Date Night website. This particular site is going to also be a dating app. It's going to be a reference of libraries of videos. It's going to be just a whole bunch of things, events and all kinds of products and everything. So we're getting that date night site. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this is some hard work. I've been doing this for about a year, and I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this. It's almost like slave labor, y'all. Just to be honest, we over here grinding, and the dollars aren't adding up. So guess what? I don't ask nobody for anything, no donations or whatnot. So the only thing I do ask you to do is donate a like, share, or a comment, so we can go ahead and get this thing rolling. But other than that, the top 10 to top 10s day. Before I do that, let me go ahead and bring my guest in. Let's go ahead and get it in. So since she was semi on time today, so. And part of that was my fault. Look here in the background. I'm not even gonna put you in. Look, she back there cussing me out, y'all. Y'all to see this. I'm over down here looking at her. I'm gonna bring it in till she calm down. I'm just messing with you. T. Marie, what's up? Your microphone. Turn your microphone up. Okay. Oh man, everybody's having the mic problem today. What's going on with the mic? Okay, hold on for a second. I can't even hear you. Hold on for a second. All right. Look, I'm gonna put you to the back. Log in and log back out for me. It's gonna ask your mic, okay? I'm gonna let you back in. All right. So look, check this out, y'all. While we're waiting on her to actually log back in, I wanted to go ahead and just so let me tell you what inspired this one, y'all. Let me tell you what happened. So amongst, I always ask anybody that watches the show if you have any ideas. I think this is one of the ideas that was brought from a single mother that's dating, but also there's a lot of other single mothers out here that are actually dating. So I kind of wanted to just kind of give something to the fellas to consider when dating a single mother. There are definitely, there are definitely certain things that we have to consider. And you also have to consider too, because whenever you're dating, yes, you do want to keep the kids away from, the new people. But at a certain point, I think it's very important when you get ready to integrate them into the dating system or courting, these things are going to be something that men have to consider before they even start dating with children, but also why they're dating, things to consider, because I think these are important. I think sometimes shout out to the single mothers that are dating. I think that this definitely can be a tool to help bridge that gap into those that are men that are dating women with children as well. But also this can also apply for men too as well. But I want to kind of touch the single mothers out there. All right. Well, look, looks like we got T. Marie back up in the building. What's up, T. Marie? Testing 1, 2.
How's my mic though this time?
Sounds nice. Check
one.
Ah,
Good for me.
all right, good. Hey, T. Marie, what's happening? I mean, tell everybody who don't know you. I'm sure everybody else knows you.
Well, hey y'all.
Tell everybody about you, what you do.
Hey you guys. Hi everybody. I am Tia Marie. I am a dating coach. I am also the owner of Tasty Wines. I just launched a new magazine and I got another announcement to make at the end of this thing. So I've just been hustling, grinding and hustling. But that's what I do. The dating coach part is like very important to me. Teaching people how to date, to be successful, to get the dates, to get not only the dates, but the relationships that they desire. That's very important to me. So having people sit down with people to find out why they're having so much trouble dating is a passion of mine, because it's important that I think we get the families back together. And the only way to get families back together is to get us together individually. So
absolutely. Hey, do me a favor. Everybody want to see the top of your head. Just your camera a little bit. You can move your camera up or you sit back like that.
Let me scoot
Okay,
back.
there you go. There we go.
I'm having a little drama because y'all know I just moved, so it's boxes everywhere.
Oh,
so sorry about that.
Okay, but guess what? We appreciate your time. So,
No.
so look, check it. So look, check it. Like we done before, T. Marie. You know how we do. We've been doing content now for almost over a year. It's been a year for me.
Yep.
Me and T. Marie had a series of things. One day we're gonna sit down and plan something weekly out. Some good topics or whatnot. We'll sit down and talk about it once you put them boxes up.
Please,
the boxes
matter
all
of fact, I need you to hurry up and come over here and help me put the rest. You knew I was gonna ask.
The boxes. Congratulations on everything, T. Marie. Hey, girl, I love your advice. Congratulations. Also, people, this is a very interactive. You have any comments, suggestions, questions, put them in the chat. and we can get down. Shout out everybody that's on actually YouTube too as well. We got some people coming in on YouTube. But look, check this out, T. Marie. So we can go ahead and get it started.
Let's get started.
So this is things to consider when dating a single mother, right?
Okay.
That's today's top 10.
Yep.
And so my question to you is, before we dig into it, your experience as a single mother, having, let's just say, let's start off with your children actually, because you do have two kids though, correct?
Right. I have two. As a matter of fact, I have two children that both are girls. So I have a daughter that's 25, and I also have a daughter that's 15.
Okay, great. So you can kind of almost understand a little bit more about that particular state when women are dating singles. So tell me a quick, like, as far as how did you handle it from a woman that was single when you started dating?
Well, I could not just bring anybody home. Let's start there.
Right.
And the first part was I understood, and this is what women with children should understand, is I am no longer dating just for me. I'm dating for my children as well. I am the person that's going to be in my life is also going to be into my children's life, my daughter's lives. So the option is not always going to be what I want all the time. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm dating and when I have dated, and as I continue to date, I always realize, what does this person, what type of person am I dating when it comes to how they're going to act in front of my children, how they're going to present to my children. Like, I don't even date men who don't have children. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, because I feel like, one, there's a selfish space there. They're going to want me to themselves. Men who have children understand that there's a balance to balancing life and children. Men who don't have children, I'm not saying that they don't understand, but it's much harder when you have to try to schedule time to be with them, for them to comprehend that you also have children as well. So I never introduce men to my children or let them be in their lives until we have really decided that we're going to be a couple, be something committed, and it be really serious.
Got you. Yeah. Look, check this out. I was a single father before I got married. I had two young men that came in at about 12 and 13. I later married, but there was a space where, me being a single father too, right, where I had to make some adjustments, right? I had to really make some good adjustments. One of the biggest adjustments I couldn't bring women to the house as before, because I was being Bachelor Joe.
You was fast. You was fast.
Faster than Carl Lewis and goddamn Jesse Owens put together. One of the 3.392. 392.
You was out there.
I mean, yeah, but the thing about it, I was always honest, and I was honest about my situation. I was single for at least 5 years before I decided to even date and then marry. I actually end up, after 5 years of being single, being married, but I was bringing kids into the house, so I had to almost kind of integrate two young men in the house of a woman who already had three. Right. So not only did I have the kids, she had children too as well.
Right.
So the dynamics is like, how can we make this fit with both of us having children? I mean, we worked out. There was some sneaky nights. We had the sneaky nights where we're gonna go downstairs and watch TV, and about 5:30, it's time to get up and go home because little Johnny got to go to school the next day.
Right, absolutely.
Right. So for me, I definitely didn't bring him around until we finally got comfortable.
Right.
And then some of the ways of the wicked ways definitely had to cut during too as well. So that also grounded me, which allowed me to be married. Because I don't think without that I would have been married, to be honest with you. Because having children, especially from a man's perspective, one of the things about it is that we look for someone to complete the other side of the home, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And so we have to consider the actual woman, and as far as if she can fit that particular role. So, I started thinking differently, and not most of the women at that time that I was dating, I felt that they fit that mold. You know what I mean? So when I found it, I went ahead and settled. So I just want to let you know I did have the experience too as being a single father. Right. Yeah. So there are single fathers out there. Shout out to single fathers. Also, these things can apply to single fathers too as well. Yeah. Go ahead, T. Marie. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that the one thing I really want people to understand is when you're dating a single mother as well, or father, you really have to be considerate of their time. Their time. They have to split their time now 3 ways, right?
Mhm.
You know, with their children, with work, and now with you. Okay. And
Right.
you can't expect the same type of time from a single woman or a man, but we're talking single women, as you can with a woman who doesn't have children. So
Right.
I just think when men consider dating a woman that has children, that they should also consider how to balance time and understand that spontaneity isn't always available, but
Right.
there's ways to make that work.
Make it work. Get
Mm-hmm.
up at 5 o'clock and get the hell out of the house is how you make it work.
Make it work.
All right, so let's go ahead and start the Mark's top 10
Okay.
things to consider when dating a single mother. Again, shout out to the single fathers. Some of these do apply, but I had to go with the high probability of someone dating
That's
with
right.
children, and it's going to
That's
be
right.
on the women's side. So we'll figure something out about the men real soon. All right, so number one, children come first.
What we just said.
Children come first. I had
Yeah.
to put that first because children come first. Understanding, fellas, let me blow this up for you. Fellas, guess what? You can't listen. I know what you want, what you want. You made the decision to date somebody that had children. So whatever comes along with you have to understand. And a lot of cases, the children come first. You're gonna have to take a back seat, especially in the beginning. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to take a back seat, brother. You're gonna have to earn your way because look, you're two things, and we're gonna continue to talk about this. But one of the things is you definitely got to realize is that there has to be a sense of security from the woman
That's right.
for her to feel for her heart, but also there's going to have to be another layer of security that's going to have to come for to make sure that you're going to be safe for their children,
Right.
right? Excuse me. So fellas, women, children come first. What you think about it, T. Marie?
That's no doubt. It's a non-negotiable, and there's no question about it. Who would want to date a woman whose children doesn't come first, fellas? Like oftentimes we're dating men who have children, and you would want this lady to have the same actions if you would want for your baby's mom to have, right? And that would be to consider the children first. You want to bring somebody in there that we've already decided is safe, not like you said, not only safe for us, but safe for our children. And again, I can't stress enough how important it is to really find out about the character of this person and if they're safe for the children almost first. Okay.
Mhm.
Especially if you have young children. It's different when you're dating women with older children because they're kind of out of the way. But when you're dating women with younger children, the children absolutely come first.
Yeah, we can't be selfish, fellas.
Yeah, it can't be selfish.
Yeah, I mean, we make choices, and if our choices is to date someone to have children, then understand this first. That's definitely important. But also, I want to clear up something too about this thing on social media. I just want to kind of tap into this. There's this thing, and I respect the reviews of others, but I may not agree. I'll just say that, right? And there's this big thing where there's a group of men that actually preach that women with children is almost like a bother.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's almost a bother. Like why you should take someone else's why should you date someone with that have children, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna say this. This is some real shit right here. I'll say the importance of it is even though that may not be your son or your daughter, understand you, especially if you date within your race or just humanity, but especially in your race, you're going to want to be an influence to a young black man, future man and future woman, right? Because somebody else may be doing it for the other side or may not be doing it for the other side as a man. But understand you're going to help shape someone that is of your own just again for humanity, but if you're of the same color, you want to make sure that they are going to be a positive role model and be able to represent us as just black people alone. You know what I'm saying? So why not take on that baton to help somebody child to become great? You know, you can always look back when you get old and be like, man, I did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you think
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, I do. Listen, the one thing I say is everybody has their. I don't like that narrative that there's a whole group of men who feel like women with children are
Right.
not worth dating, are not worth the effort, and they don't deserve the same love, compassion, and attention that a woman without children have. And oftentimes they say that's based on the choice that they had, the choices that they made, that they chose a bad baby daddy, and now they want to push this child off on them. And you have to go back and remember, the father of that child also has a responsibility as well. So when you see a woman who's left as a single mother, you also have to understand that there's a father somewhere that's not doing their part. Okay. And we can only do so much. Most of the times women have not chosen to have children with bad men, right?
Right.
They didn't, it wasn't something they said, oh, I'm just going to have this child. I don't care who this man is or what type of person they are. If they've decided to have a child with a person, most of them, I'm not saying everybody, they also seen this man in the beginning as some type of father figure or positive figure, right? It just didn't work out that way. And so for a man to say, well, you don't deserve the same love, you don't deserve the same attention, you don't deserve the same affection as a woman without children, is really it's sad and it's selfish, because you have to understand, as a community of people, we need each other. So why wouldn't you want to step up? Maybe not as a father figure, right? But you should, but as somebody, as a positive figure
Right.
in this person's life. So to piggyback off of that though, ladies, you don't want to date anybody who doesn't feel like you deserve that. Like I'm not about forcing people's hand. Your choice is your choice. If you don't want to date women with children, that is absolutely fine. Don't date me, because my kids aren't going anywhere. And it's not for me to try to convince you that you should. Okay. So if that's your choice, that's your choice. But please don't let it be because you feel like women who have children do not deserve the same love, attention, and affection, right? Covering and caring, just because of the fact that they have children by another person.
Yeah. I just I definitely had to touch on that.
Yeah.
Touch on that right there. Let's go. Let's move to the next one. Number 2. She's a busy lady.
Man, what?
You need to consider, again, going back to the original, just in case we forgot, things to consider when dating a single mother. She's a busy lady. Not only is she working, right? Not only is she working, right? She's also raising children, right? She may not be able to break away from all the spontaneous things that, as you mentioned earlier, as a woman without children, right? She's so busy. So you have to consider the time you may want, fellas, you may not be able to get, right? Because she lives a busy life. Go ahead and speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know all these things all too well because I am a single mother with children who is busy. Because we have to remember, we have to take care of our family too. Like, so we have to work. We have we have to work. So there's no way around that. And then we have to make sure we take care of our children first. A lot of times, y'all, we can't talk to after 8 o'clock. On the phone when you're trying to have conversations. 8 o'clock is the sweet spot. Like 8 after, between 8 and 11, you might can get some conversation. Really 8 and 10, because 11 I'm really about to be asleep. But if you like to talk on the phone or whatever, and you want that undivided attention, and you don't want to hear her saying, "Go sit down. What do you want? What did I tell you?" You know what I'm saying? And you want that undivided attention, then you have to understand, you know what? I need to give this woman her space to be a mother, to be herself, and to settle into all the things that she needs to do in order to give you the attention that you need. So if you use that patience, it often works out in your favor, because we appreciate when you understand what we're going through, and we're always going to want to repay you and show our appreciation for you understanding the position that we're in as a single mother.
Yeah, so I'm saying, working, Uber driver, counselor to the kids, et cetera.
All of those things.
Yeah, we got to consider, fellas. Like I say, this is something that we need to consider. That she's a busy lady, and the time you may want, you're not gonna be able to get that time, and because the energy, sometimes the energy go out, and then frustration, just a whole lot of things that may be. So we got to consider all of that when we do that, and stop being selfish for those who are selfish. Number 3, she might need emotional support sometimes. You have to consider she may need emotional support sometimes. go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on this first.
We need emotional support, not even sometimes all the
Right.
time,
Right.
right? We may not need you to walk us through everything, you know what I'm saying? But we need to hear from you that you got this. If you can just be like, babe, I see you and you got this, you don't understand what type of pouring that is for us. Because a lot of times we already feel like we're shorting ourselves and our children because the father's not in the home or in the child's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can be that support, just to be like, babe, I see you, or girl, I see you, you got this, keep going. You know what I'm talking about? Again, this type of pouring is important to when you're dating a single mother, because she needs to know that you see her beyond her body or whatever, or anything sexual. You see what I'm saying? She needs to know that it goes beyond that, and that you see her for the woman she is, for the mother she is, because she is proud to be a mom. You know what I'm saying? So, and she doesn't want that to feel like that's a burden to you.
Yeah, right. Look. On a, is this going to be a positive? Sounds like this is a list of reasons why dating single is a bad idea. Maybe they shouldn't be dating at all. Might not really be any room that kids could first anyway.
Wow.
Hey, wait, look, here's the thing, man. Hey, it depends on how you look at it.
Right.
You know, if you want to come from a selfish standpoint, and you don't want to give the emotional support, and you don't want to understand she's busy, and if the children come first, you're right. That may not be the situation for you, because for those who may fit that, then guess what? They have to consider it. For those who don't, you know what I mean? Look, she said this. We be tired. We be tired.
Man, what you said?
Right, absolutely. And one thing about it, the kids are acting up. It's stressful. Stressful day at work. I mean, the emotional support, the simple. Okay, so from a man's I almost knocked my thing over. From a man's point of view, I think that the emotional support would look like, hey baby, how your day was?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that the kids had to you had to take the kids to school. I understand that you've been in traffic, or not even if you work from home. You've been in meetings all over the place, Zooms, and now the kids are asking you, what's for dinner?
Right.
I'm gonna ask you a question. What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
I understand these things. What can I do for you? And how can I be an assistance? Or is it anything that I need to hear from the emotional standpoint that's bothering you right now?
If a man ever understands that, they have hit the jackpot. And I can't remember the guy's name. He was a pastor, and he was actually saying that when you're dating a mature man, when he's coming to serve and not to receive. And that's absolutely right, because one thing you should know as a man, and you should know when you're in a relationship with a good woman, is that everything is reciprocal. A man is first, right? You want to be the first, you want to be the head. So you set the standard, you set the tone, and everything that you set is followed by a woman, right? So if you come in setting the tone of, I got you, 9 times out of 9.5, she got you right back. Matter of fact, 11 out of 9.5, she got you.
It's going to be more than what you gave.
She got you when you don't got yourself, right? And so when you set that standard, as a man, men are really, I'm not going to use real men because men get upset, but good men really understand in their core that they're coming to serve, right? They know that they're coming to serve. And so they don't come with this what about me attitude. They don't come with this how did the kids come first. They don't come with this attitude of selfishness, because men who are built in the space of being men understand that servicing gets them reciprocation.
Absolutely. Right. I definitely agree with the service. Definitely gets you more. Women naturally are nourishers, and I think that they can nourish us. There's no comparison.
Nope.
There's no comparison. Just like there's no comparison on our end, there's no comparison to that. Right. So she may need emotional support. So men that date women understand that she may need emotional support sometimes. Number 4, the kids might not like you at first. The kids might not like your ass at first, Mr. Marq. Mr. Marq. Yeah, this is Mr. Marq.
Oh my God.
Right, I gotta show this one again. You guys don't understand you. Hey, let me explain something to you. Like, one thing about children, right? Especially you're new. Oh, don't let them have a woman have. You making get over a little bit with the girl, right? You making get over with the girl, but the new daddy, right, is going to be that man, that little boy,
Yeah,
right, the little man of the
right,
house who
right.
think he a man, the one that's going, he's definitely going step in front of you when he wants to do something for his mother. He's not going to let you do it. So even the children have to, even if they don't like you, don't give up, fellas. And then two, don't be too overly nice because they're gonna be able to see through it, right? Mm-hmm. Like this dude right here, especially if they're in that close to the preteen, this dude right here is just trying to get on my good side, right? He ain't being real, right? So be real with children, but understand that if they don't like you, they're coming from a protected space. So what do you think about that one right there? That's a funny one, but what do you think about that one?
So this is why it's important that I say as women that we should date men who are already fathers, because they already understand how to move in that respect. It's easier because they know too that it happens to them on the same end. And so they know how to ease their way into the child's life without being overbearing, without trying to be a boss, without trying to take over, but just ease their way into this child's life as a friend first. You have to come into this child's life as a friend. You have to gain their trust. You have to gain their ability to come to you. You understand? They have to be comfortable around you as well. And I think it's easier for men who are already fathers, who have been in that father's role, to do that. I'm not saying that men who don't have kids can't. I'm just saying it's definitely going to take an extra layer of trying or experiencing that thing in order to step into that role.
Yeah, I mean, because like you say, there is a level of distrust from children. They're gonna warm up at a certain point, but at first, I understand, fellas, again, to consider consider that when dating a single mother, that the kids may not like you at first. There's a sense of trust, and so, but I think the hurdle for that one would probably be show more respect and give more action toward the mother, and then find a little piece of time to kind of reach out to the child.
Absolutely.
Not overly do it on either ends, but make sure that, because they're gonna want to know, what are you doing with my mother, Mr. Stranger, Mr. Marq, Mr. Marq. What you gonna do?
The worst thing you can do is walk into a child's space and not acknowledge them. Okay.
Right.
You have to, when you walk into a child's home space, about their mama, anything, acknowledge them. You have, hey, little man, hey, little, how sweetie, how you doing? How's your day? Acknowledge that child, because then if you don't, they're going to feel like you're coming to take over that space. Please, please, and please always acknowledge the child and stop acting as if the child is supposed to speak to you first. I can't stand when men act like that. Well, he didn't speak to me. That's a child. You're coming into this child's space. Like, so again, ladies, when you see men that act like this, there's a level of maturity that comes with dating a woman with children. Okay. So with the same things that we're saying about, when we're talking about dating single mothers, there's some responsibility on your end too, in the type of men that you choose to bring into your child's life.
Right. Absolutely. That's definitely important. Don't be getting sideways because they don't want to, they may not know. I mean, they don't trust you, but it's okay. Earn the trust of the children too.
Absolutely.
Number 5, it's best to avoid conflict with the ex. You have to consider that woman has a child by another man, right? That situation was there before you. He may be an emotional creature because you are around his child, and he probably feels some kind of way about his baby mama, right? His baby mama, right? And so since you trying to date his baby mama, he may come up with all kinds of weird stuff to even cause conflict with you fellas. I'll just say, create more space. Now, also pay attention, because if it gets too out of control, then you may want to step all the way back. So you may want to consider that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
on that. Definitely got to put that out there. But also just trying to avoid anything that may not, some of that stuff, especially in the beginning stage of dating, until you move in the house, don't try to be overly involved in that situation.
Right.
Right. I think that's where the emotional support comes in, because there may be a hard time for her. Right. So it may be a good opportunity for you just to provide that emotional support, because that may be on top of everything else she has on, the conflict that he may have is giving her. That's when the emotional support. It's the only thing you need to do, especially in the beginning, is be supportive and try to avoid the conflicts with baby daddy. Okay, go ahead and speak on that, T. Ray.
I 100% agree with you. And this is the flip side of that too. If it's too much, leave. Okay. You know, you don't have to put yourself in a situation that you have to be involved with someone that's gonna, you know, whether it's her fault or not. You know, I'll say even to the woman, if you have a baby's father who is combative and is going to be in your business while you're trying to date or get whatever, it's going to be hard for you to have a man, because men do not want to go through that. That's unnecessary drama for them. You're going to be something super special for them to want to go through all that conflict and headache just to be with you. So I would always advise, there's going to be something, not always, it shouldn't, right? Because hopefully a lot of the fathers are, and I'm not saying a lot, I'm just going to say maybe 65% of them are mature enough to understand that there's going to be a woman, another man in their child's life, right? And just see where the man is at. I do think it's important for you to meet him, befriend him, even ask him something. This is another way to break the ice. Ask him some things about his child that you should know. You know what I'm saying? That would allow him to know that you care about the well-being of his child as well when you're around him. So learn how to, you know, be involved, or not in a deep way, but be present, or how to get along with the father, because the father's going to always be there for the most part too. You know, you have some whose fathers aren't around, but if you're dealing with somebody whose father is around, introduce yourself. Let them know that you're here to make sure that everything's all good and you have the best interest of not only the woman but his child in their heart, you know.
Right. All right. Yeah, definitely, because on that end, especially just want to touch the end that you just basically laid out, was that even the ones that don't have conflict between the mother and the actual father, again, the guy that may have a good co-parenting situation. So he's gonna want to know off the top, what is your intentions, because his child is around. So we have to consider that too as well. Great point. But also just if it's some drama, if it's too much, get the hell on, pay attention, but try to avoid as much conflict, because you have to consider that she got a baby daddy, as they always say.
Okay.
All right. So let me go ahead and do a quick recap of the first 5 for those who are late to church. Things to consider when dating a single mother: 1, the children come first. 2, she's a busy lady. 3, she might need emotional support sometimes. 4, the kids might not like you at first. Realize that. Also, it's best to avoid conflict with your ex. These are some of the things you may need to consider while dating a woman with children. What do you think about the first 5 real quick, so we can go ahead and move on? What do you think about those?
I mean, they are important. Number one,
Right.
very important. And it's just facts. You know, again, this should not feel like a task, right?
Right.
But it should be information for you to know how to navigate dating a single mother, and that's it. You know, sometimes when we hear a lot of things, it's saying do not this, expect this, it may be this. We take that as a negative. It's not. These are navigational tools to help you be successful in dating single women, single parents, you know, because you have to realize at least 75%, and I know that's a big number, of the women outside are single mothers.
Right.
That might be large, but I'm pretty sure if I did the real research and got my number pad, it's pretty high. So the probability of you dating a woman with children it's gonna be pretty high.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially in our age group. You know what I'm saying? In between 30
Absolutely.
to 40, 35 to 55, in that range,
Right.
that's normally our crowd of people. Come on,
Right. They're
you're
gonna
gonna
have
get
it's
that.
absolutely
Yeah,
that's definitely a high percentage of that.
yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and move to the next one. Number 6. It's okay to be honest with your needs, right?
Mhm.
You got it's okay. So here's the thing: if you ever feel it, and I want to expound on that for a second. So it's okay to be honest with your needs. So when considering dating a woman with have children, you have to be honest with your needs to her because one, I always say this. I'm gonna say this for me. I'm gonna say this for me, right? In so many ways, right? All the way across the board, children or not, I like to leave. I like to have people to hold people accountable, right? For me, right? So with that being said, a high level of communication has to be had. And so I'm gonna let you know how I feel,
Mhm.
right? Because of the consideration, remember, we have to consider these women that have or mothers that have children. We have to consider they have a lot of things going on.
Right.
And you may not be feeling like you're a place of importance, right?
Right.
So because of that, what has to happen is you have to relate to the message of to her of how you truly feeling about what is it that you're experiencing, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent,
Mhm.
right? Because with that, sometimes because of the schedules or whatnot, or everything that goes along, just understand, fellas, that if it's not going the way that you wanted to go, you definitely have to let them know so they
Right.
can see if they can correct it. What do you think about that part?
Absolutely. Please do that. You should be with a person that you feel like that you can be expressive with anyway. Anything, if you're with anybody that you feel like you can't say how you feel, that's a flag. Okay. With that being said, with a single mother having everything on her plate, she oftentimes operates on autopilot. Okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times neglecting you is not on purpose, or not hearing you is not on purpose, because you are a new thing that she has to integrate into the other things that she's doing. So it's not that she's neglecting you on purpose or not meeting your needs on purpose most of the times. And just if you remind her, understand, we will be like, oh, my bad, please forgive me as I navigate, and I will
Mm-hmm.
be make sure that I give you whatever this is that I'm shorting you. I apologize, right? We that communication is going to be important. It's not the fact that, we're doing it again, we're doing it on purpose. We're operating on autopilot. So we're open for you to remind us. If you are with a woman that when you remind her of your needs and the things that you need and the way that you're feeling, if that becomes a problem, it's time to be gone.
Mm.
Period. It's time to be gone, because that means she doesn't desire to add you in that space. You're not important. You're not a priority at that point, right? And so when you're not a priority, whether it's a single mother or whomever, then you have to be able to be like, okay, I get it. You're busy. It's whatever. I got you. I'm good.
Right, right. And then also one of the main things is that you have to be honest with yourself, right?
Mhm.
You definitely have to be honest with yourself, right? Whatever you see in that moment, fellas, you definitely have to be or ladies, if they're single men, you have to be honest with yourself as far as is what that you're experiencing, is that something that you can actually handle, right?
Mm.
And to be able to relate even the things you may have a question about, because you may need to gain understanding too, especially with women that may have like teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you may feel that, you know, and it's a good way to test the waters too. Like you may see some things that may concern you about what their teen may do, right? And to gauge on how she takes that as negative or positive, one, fellas, it can definitely help you decipher if that situation for you. Because one of the hardest things about being in a situation with women with children is that when you get married, there's a whole nother layer to that. And that layer is, will she allow you to discipline the children?
And
Right.
listen,
And
right.
that's a good way to find that out by being honest with your feelings.
Please have these questions in these conversations early on as you can. Like, it's not the first date, second date, whatever, but it is as you're starting to get serious with the person. These conversations need to be had. These kids aren't going anywhere. And if you feel like that you do want to know your position in this child's life or who you're going to be in the household or whatever, so you have to have this conversation. Am I allowed to discipline the kids? What does discipline look like for you? What would you think? What role would you want me to play in this child's life? That's important. It is important. It's a part of being able to have a functional, successful relationship and family. And if you don't ask these questions in the right amount of time, if you get too tied in, if you never say nothing, now you're halfway into marriage, you're getting engaged, and now you want to ask these questions, it's too late. Now you got to start pulling. Now you've involved the children. You know what I'm saying? You've got all these other ties that you have, and you have to ask yourself if you got to decide if you're going to sacrifice yourself for this relationship. So these conversations that you need to have need to be had. We need to start acting like we can't talk about stuff and let things just magically happen. That's not how it goes. Reality is reality, and love is never going to be enough to cover anything when it comes to a relationship. Okay, that is the covering of everything that's already complete, or that's already been talked about and handled.
Right. Absolutely. So, fellas, be honest with how you feel about your
Yeah.
needs, things you want to as well. 7, caring for her kids is good, right? You have to look at that, consider that. That's a good sign. A lot of times, if you can't feel that role, it's just. I'll say this. I'm gonna say this right here because I had to think about this one, how that looks, right? And for me, the role of a mother, if she's really actually caring for it, her kids, it's a good thing because it's going to give you an idea of how she may be able to nurture your relationship.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing to understand. She's going to care for for her kids, and it's a good thing, right? She's gonna she's gonna care to a point where you may not even understand, right? And don't look at it as, oh, she's just spoiling the young man, or he's gonna be this and things of that nature, right? Understand that. Look at it from a positive perspective that can act, that type of energy can be relayed over to you guys' relationship if you decide to move to the next level. Go ahead.
Yeah. Who wants a woman who doesn't care for their kids?
Right.
Like, I don't. What
a selfish one, a selfish man.
That's absolutely right. Like, who wants a woman who doesn't care for the actual thing that they brought to life, that they birthed, that they nurtured from a baby? Like, who wants that type of woman? That tells you a lot about a woman who doesn't nurture and care for her children, right? So understanding that caring for her children, just like you said, is really an indicator of how she's going to care for you. Because we as women, we take care of what we love. We take care of what we claim. We take care of what is ours. And that's part of the reason why I don't like women talk about they got boyfriends, because they try to treat them as husbands or whatever, because that whatever we claim, we cover and we take care of. So if she's taking care of her children and you're good to her, she's going to definitely take care of you, because you're going to provide meet a different need that her children cannot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great point. Let me go to the next one. Boom. Helping her unwind makes a difference. Helping her. So when you hear that, what does that sound like from a woman being the unwind for you?
It means, like, if you're helping me unwind, depending on where you are in my house or in my life, if you've done something to take something off my plate, but like when I'm at home, or you've done something to help me ease my day, or you've already taken care of something that I needed to do, or the trash, you came by and pulled the trash out because it was Thursday. If you've done some things to allow me just to come in and just not have to do everything. And then once that day is done, there's a comfort in you. I can also go to you, and that's everything. That is everything to a woman who has a million things on her plate that includes her children, right? So just being there, and then being a safe space for me to just let it go, woosah, and rest in you. Like, that's a different thing.
Right. Also, do something nice. You know what I mean? Do something nice. You know, that helps a person kind of pull back and escape from those things, right? Like you say, these are some very catering um points, right? It's catering, you know, it's catering to what the woman has going on, which is a plus, and you're actually being a release valve from the everyday hustle and bustle.
Mhm.
And these are some of the things you have to consider, but definitely help her unwind from her day by taking the load off.
Yeah.
You know, taking the load off, and sometimes even just being an ear, because
I
that
love
helps women untie.
the best thing, I'm telling you, I mentioned this before. One of the best things that ever happened to me was when I came home and my friend was meeting me there. Was going to meet me there. They beat me to the house because they got to the house before I did, and I looked out and my trash was already at the corner.
Oh,
And
I
that
did
meant
that.
two things to me. One, you listened. You listened to me when I was telling you that trash day was on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? You listened to me when I was telling you about the needs and everything that I needed and the things that would help me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, you took the initiative to do it without me asking.
Right.
Do you know how the rest of that night went? Are you kidding? Like, come on now. That's a no-brainer. And you guys have to understand when you do those things, we feel like we need to pour back, not just sexually, but it makes us want to pour more back into you. We will always fill your cup more than you fill ours. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
you say. You may give
You
us
know that.
money or whatever. We will always fill your cup more
Then
than
you
you
know
ever
that
will.
taking down the trash, you had to change the drawers about 3-4 times. You know that's a drawers changer. Call it a drawers changer right there. Nigga do something like that. But
Listen.
look, let me tell you something. I don't know. Okay, so look, he must have took that from the book of Mark, right? I told you this is my church, right? Let me tell you why it's the book of Mark. I did the same thing one time before, the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But here's the twist. Here's the twist.
Twist.
The twist was, okay, first of all, the young lady, she definitely helped me out during the time when I had a surgery. Shot, great, perfect, right? So the twist is the fact that I just got off my surgery, and I had my soft cast, but then I had to get a boot on. So we was out, and I heard her say, "Man, I hate taking out the trash at the top of the hill." Hey, let me tell y'all something. I had a boot on the right foot, right? Hold on now, check this out. I had a right foot boot, right? That's the one you drive with, right?
Right.
I had to learn how to drive with one foot, right? So I would put my left foot over my right foot and do this right here,
No. No.
right, to get to the house after workouts. So I had a boot on, had to get to the house, go to the top of the hill, carry the trash can to the bottom of the hill while she was at work. I might have called her maybe once or twice, brought it down, came back 30 minutes later and took it up with a damn one-legged Lou, looking like a damn pirate. Pirate with a trash can, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Right, right. So for me, that definitely. And she told me one time that her girlfriend was in a group chat, right? And then she was like, he girl, he did, you know what I'm saying? It was the girl talk,
It is the
and
girl. It
yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's the girl. Yes. It's one of those things you call if you can't that night or you don't text later that night, you call straight that morning on your way to work. Like, girl, guess what he did? Like
yeah.
it's that thing. And so those things are so important. I know people want to throw money. I love money now. But if you do those things that ease our day,
Mm-hmm.
the precious of our day, y'all, you don't know how important that is to us.
Yeah, fellas. And look, fellas, I got one for you. I swear for God, this free game, y'all. I'm telling you, like this free game for the fellas. You have no excuse, right? You have no excuse. This is my disclaimer. You have no excuse. This is free game. If you don't get this, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't use this. So look, check this out. So another one too, fellas. Hey, look, this for me and the fellas.
Look.
Ladies, kind of sit aside for a second. Look, one of the ways you can also do it one day is that because one day the kids going to baby daddy house or somebody's house, go over there and make a breakfast. Make her breakfast in the morning. Get up, make her breakfast. Make her mimosas and breakfast. That's a good way to help her kind of escape her because she's already escaped from the children, right?
We love to
Excuse me. She already escaped from the children, so now you can also layer it on top with a nice little breakfast. Make breakfast for the. Hey, that's free game. Let me know if it worked. Hit me in the inbox if it didn't. We'll come up with something else.
breakfast food
Right.
works now. I'm gonna tell you right
Food
now.
work.
Food
Yeah,
always
y'all some greedy folk, man. I'll tell
greedy
you.
as greedy.
Right. Number 9, she should handle discipline the kids.
Mhm.
She should, not you. Right. Because it may hurt. It may hurt. And I know how it is, fellas. I gotta speak on this. When you're dating a woman with children and you know that bad motherfucker running around, I know you be want to just be like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or even when you're dating a woman and um, her son now has a little bit more hair on his chest. He's a little bit taller than her, and he's thinking he's going to dominate the situation. And I know you want to do what you want to do, but that ain't your job at this point right now. You don't pay them enough bills to do that. You know what I mean? You if you pay any at all, you know what I mean. You have moved in, right? You haven't earned that right? So I don't know how it is. And again, if the situation if it's too hot and them children are undisciplined, you better get the hell out of there.
So, right.
To be honest,
so
you got to get out of there,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But it's not your job. So go ahead. Have you ever had? Let me ask you something. Have you ever had in your dating experiences with children? Have you ever had someone even? Well, you have young ladies, right? You have young ladies, right?
Yes.
But you never had anyone that or ever heard of someone saying like this guy may have said some threatening things or have actually tried to discipline in a certain kind of way. And discipline doesn't mean always whooping them. It could be something else too.
It was never a thing, right?
Right.
It was never a thing. It was I haven't dated the last 2 serious relationships. First of all, they both had children. So again, but it was never a thing that they tried to come in and take over anything. If once we got into a relationship that was deep enough and they saw something that we can have a conversation about afterwards or whatever, yes, I was very open to that. Let's have a conversation about it if you want. But they never tried to discipline my children. But what I also made sure of is that my children respected them as well. So I wasn't going to allow my children, which I have young ladies, but honey, that baby act like her mama. So the oldest one is good and straight, but the baby, she's a different one. And she an Aries. So she speaks her mind. And if she don't like you, she don't like you. But that doesn't have anything to do with how you're going to respect the person that's taking care of you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, by the time my fiance had moved in, of course, that relationship was already built, right? It's in the house, but you're going to respect him as a person, as an adult first, right? And then as a person who's coming to this house and taking care of us. I'm not going to allow you as a child. And that's one thing we have to remember as parents too. You're not going to should not let a man come in and take care of your children, but they don't have nothing to do with talk about how they raise your children. I just don't think that that's fair, because you should, whoever you trust to be in your house, you should also trust to make decisions in the house, or you shouldn't bring them at all. So he's not going to come in and start taking over, but you definitely should be able to have that conversation. And if he sees something, not go to the child, come to you first, have that conversation, ask you what you think, and move in that way. So that, because it's going to have to be a merge of some type. It's not just going to be, there has to be a merge. But there's no way as a woman, you should allow a man to come take care of your house, but have nothing to do with your house when it comes to how the house is run.
Absolutely. Keep your hands off them children, especially while you date. You ain't earned the right.
Now, we ain't whooping kids. No.
No, I ain't with kids and nothing. You know what I mean? Just move the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
Earn your right. Number 10, she might need you to make a commitment. Understand, if you're dating a woman with children, she might. I made sure I put might in bold letters, because there's a possibility if she knows that she has children and she's dating you and considering you, understand she may want something more. She may want to be committed. And so as first you have to understand, like she may want that if she wants it at that time, then understand that at the end of the day, I'm gonna sum it up. If you're gonna listen, if you're gonna mess with any woman, especially women with children, like be honest as far as what you want with her, right? Because she may want a commitment, right? And then guess what happens? If you're not going to deliver in that area, it affects everything that goes on in that house.
That's right.
Understand that, right? Understand the vibe that you will set. So understand that there may be a higher percentage of women that have children are going to want some type of commitment from you. And so when you approach these type of women, especially when they have children, you definitely have to, in the back of your mind, consider that they may want that commitment, the level of commitment, because they do have children, more so than women that may not. Not saying women that may not have children, but understand women with children may want more of a commitment. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Most of the time, women with children, especially with, I would say, well, either. Now, I don't guess the age group actually matters, but if they're planning on bringing you into their children's life, right? Then yes, there is commitment that they're going to be looking for. If it's a hit it and quit it, you ain't got to worry about the kids. Kids ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right, you ain't gonna see them.
You ain't gonna see the kids. You know, we're gonna hit and quit it. The kids ain't got nothing to do with you, and you ain't got nothing to do with them. We're gonna see you when we see you. We see you over your house. We see you if the kids are gone somewhere. We'll meet up at a hotel. Our kids ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? So other than that, though, if we are dating you, we are normally dating you for a commitment, and you can't come into our child's life without that.
Yeah. It's it's like I've definitely can equate to a lot of this. I mean, especially doing, like you say, my age group, even before I got married, just dating women with children, I understood that they are in a sense looking for even more of a safe space.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right, because it's not just them, right? They can pretty much probably navigate a little bit better by themselves, but with children, that's a second layer of having to find something that is secure, because they have to secure not only themselves, their children. So understand that if you're gonna date a woman that you may be considered as a future what's the word, upbringer of children.
Rearing of the child.
The rearer of child, right? Right. From the Midlothian version of England. But yeah, so understand you may be you may be a future what they call stepdad.
Yeah.
You know what I hate though? This is kind of on the subject. I hate that word bonus child. Like, to me, that's
exactly
sucks.
No. Yeah. I was raised my stepfather raised me since I was 4. It was never a step. Nobody ever said that's your stepdaughter. Nobody, it was never that. It was always, that's your dad. You know what I'm saying? When that happened. So that bonus, I don't even know why people even say that. That really makes a child feel, if you say it in their presence, feel like that they're an additive and not something that was already included. You know what I'm saying? There's really no point in saying this is my bonus child. There's no point in saying, this is my daughter. You can even say this is my husband's child. This is our boo, or whatever you need to say. But when you say this is my bonus child, it really can make a child feel like that they're just something that's just been added instead of something that's been included. So be careful with your words. Kids are still growing, and they're in their emotions, in their place of belonging. You have a new person in their life. They're trying to make sure that this person got their back. They're trying to see if they can trust this person. So the words that you say, the way that you move, the way that you act, your actions are all going to be a part of that trust building process that you have to have in order to be even a successful mate to this woman. Because if not, she's going to feel like she has to choose between you and her child and try to play this balancing act when she loves you to death and she loves her child to death. But that bond between you guys just isn't there.
Right.
That starts with you as a man being like, this is a safe space. You are good. She is good. We're good. And once a kid feels safe there, then they open up, they allow, they even give you the freedom to be more accessible to their mom because now they trust you. You understand what I'm saying? And the one thing I want to say too is don't be offended if the woman does not want to bring you to her house, doesn't want you to know where she lives. If she hasn't gotten to know you, there's no commitment yet. She needs to be, when you talked about that safe space, I'm not about to tell you where I live. I'll meet you. Not yet. I got to know if I trust you, right? I got to know because I have children at my house. I don't,
Yeah,
I don't know.
consider you can't come to the house as a
Yeah, you can't
bonus.
come. Yeah, no. So she may not want you to know where she live yet. You know what I'm saying? I got
Right.
out. So don't be offended by that if she's not ready for that yet.
Right. Real quick, I want to answer this question. What if the children are almost out of the house and are pretty much raised once the guy meet? I mean, this would probably say more so for children that are in the house because you can pretty much move around. These are more so for like ones that are still there. But then there's a sense of raising children, even if they're out the house, because those children are going to actually have to have advice. And sometimes that the guy that's with the mother that's dating and you trust can give that actual young man or young lady a nugget.
And I wouldn't say raising, but
Right.
mentoring and being an
Mentoring.
example
Right.
for, right? You still have to choose whatever age. You still have to choose a person that would be a role model for your children, right? Because even in college or whatever, that person still has to come back to your space, your house. That you're still their mom. This person's, still your partner. They still have to deal. There's still some intermingling. So yeah, choose wisely and understand when you're choosing a mate, when you're choosing a man, ladies, remember you're choosing for your children as well.
Right. Yeah, and just also the guys you consider. I have a saying, right? I have a saying. It's the fathers will get you here, but excuse me, the daddies will get you here, but the fathers will get you there, right?
Yeah,
Wherever there is, when they father you, they'll get you to whatever level you are in life. They'll get you there. A daddy will just get you here, which is
yeah,
somebody just contributed to you getting here.
that's good
But a
right there. I like that one.
father will get you there,
That's a
right?
good Father's Day T-shirt. You need to put that on.
Right. It's already printed.
Okay, you know,
It's already
that's a
printed
good
up.
one. That's a great
You know
Father's
what I
Day
mean?
T-shirt.
So, and it's documented. It's
Yeah.
9/49, 6/13, 2024. We're gonna put that on the shirt. So look, check this out real quick, because I know it's people got to do their last day. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them today's stuff. Mark's
Yeah.
top 10 things to consider when dating a single woman. These are for people that are late to church. They want to come after the church let out and then try to feel like, well, at least I came.
At least I came.
Right. Okay. Well, damn it. We're going to take you back for a second. All right. Consider children come first. She's a busy lady. Consider that. Consider she may need emotional support sometimes, fellas. The kids may not like you first. It's best to avoid conflict with your ex. It's okay to be honest with your needs, fellas. Caring for her kids is good. It's a great thing. Helping her unwind makes a difference. 9, she should handle discipline the kids. That's not your job. And she might need you to make a commitment at some point, especially if she have children.
If she has children, more than likely, she's gonna want that. She's just not bringing anybody into her children's life.
Absolutely. So, what you think about the overall list? Like I know you and tell us what you're doing too before we end. Like, talk about the list and what are you doing? Definitely want to get everybody to know what you're doing.
Well, number one, the list was great. I think I just don't want the list. It sounds like, for like a young man said earlier, it sounds like a lot of chores, right? But it's
Right.
really just navigational pieces,
Navigation.
navigational tools that help you have a successful relationship with a large group of women who exist in the dating pool. So you want to be able to have these things and the knowledge, be knowledgeable of these things that can help you have a successful relationship with one of the best type of women who's out there, and that's a mother. That's someone who already knows and is already internal in them to nurture and help you get to where you want to go as well. So that's first. The list was amazing. So Thank you for that list.
Mm-hmm.
I do want you to that what I'm doing. I do have a a men's appreciation honors brunch that's coming up on uh, June the 30th. It's called
Okay.
Love and Lifestyle, the magazine Love and Lifestyle Manifest Man's
Mm-hmm.
History. So we're honoring 12 amazing men. This is going to be at Rich Pour. If you've ever been to this restaurant called Rich Pour in
Mm-hmm.
East Point, it is an amazing spot. Okay. So that's June 30th. Please, you'll see the flyers up and everything.
Uh-huh.
But also starting June 30th, every Sunday will be Love and Lifestyle Sundays day party at the same location at Richport at East Point. So
Okay.
every Sunday is for the
Mm-hmm.
grown and sexy from 3 to 9, right? The day party every Sunday. There will be a DJ. There will be special guests. Y'all know I don't play no games when I do what I do. So after the brunch on that Sunday, it'll start. It'll be the official first Sunday. You will see it on social media. You will see it on Rich Pour's website. You will see everybody putting it out there. You'll see all the advertisement. And I want all the grown and sexy. If you want to meet somebody, if you want to be in the building with some grown men and some grown women, this is the place you want to be. I have a big surprise for the 30th. I don't want to tell that yet but it's going to be something you don't want to miss. And I'm excited to do this. I'm playing out the summer and see if we're going to take it into the fall because, football season is coming and I got my season tickets. So we're going to see
Them
how
dirty birds.
Dirty Birds, baby.
But look, so check this out. I definitely hope that everybody enjoyed this list. This list is definitely gonna go like all these top tens, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, all these top tens are actually going on our website and our app that's coming soon. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna put them in like a little library, right? We're gonna library everything so people can reference these things. It's gonna be a section for all of it.
Nice.
I ran a few earlier today. I'll run them back before we leave, just kind of let everybody soak up on it. I'm gonna do that. Then we're gonna definitely get out of here. But I definitely want to let you know these top tens and all the information that we both provide on each platform is a guide, right? It's not what we're trying to tell you to do. These are some things you can already add on to improve the dating experience, right? Do it how you want to, but some of this stuff is good to get a reference because sometimes you need something to kind of get you back in the mode of dating because dating can be a chore. So we want to try to give you some information to help lighten that chore of dating. Also, especially for this one, it's definitely good to understand that women with children, they need nub too. So if you're gonna give nub
We
too,
so do.
if they need nub too, you got to consider some of these things, fellas. So other than that, I appreciate everybody for coming out. T. Marie, I'll definitely check you out. We'll definitely talk later.
Yep, indeed.
All right. Appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
All right. All right, fellas and ladies. Appreciate your time. And we're going to end it with this, okay? Marq's top 10 reasons why men cheat. Men seek novelty. The quality of being new, original, or unusual. Boom. When we feel unacknowledged, right? I'll make sure everything was good for you. What appreciation are you showing? I need some acknowledgement of that, right? 3, we need our egos stroked.
I don't know, something about side chicks, like they
She
they have a
sure can stroke it
way
right.
they have a way of stroking a man's ego that
She sure can stroke it right, baby. This is truth, but then again, it's not an excuse. Sexual addiction.
it still get help, bruh.
But I'm not. Again, here's my disclaimer.
Don't tell me you're a sexual addict.
You know I'm an addict, baby. I couldn't get up. I couldn't take it. I fell into it.
How often do you go to counseling? How are you dealing with? That's gonna be my next question.
5, men desire adventure. Mm-hmm.
So adventure, like what is it? The thrill of possibly getting caught? Is that the?
I'm gonna give you my opinion, but let's go to the experts who put this list together. because they the one said this, not me. When husbands cheat, they escape from the routine and blandness of everyday life. Ways to heal from a toxic relationship: don't expect closure. The person who has hurt you, they've already shown you that they're not in the mode of taking care of you, right? So don't expect them to take care of you by giving you closure. Boom. Maintain a strong support system with positive people.
I think that's why it's important to have positive people to encourage you and to help you get back to you, because the negative folk, I don't think that they are the ones that you want in your corner.
Boom. Rediscover your true self. Sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes discovering your true self is really, you don't need to date anybody. You don't need, looking to spend time with anybody. You need to sit with yourself.
Boom. Practice self-care. When it's toxic, the basic stuff, your dress, you know what I mean? You don't do your hair as much. You don't feel, the inside comes outward. You feel bad inside, and it's going to come outwardly. Number 5, do not blame yourself.
At some point, you loved that person. It was a relationship. You were in it. And when things don't go right, you start thinking, what if I would have? What if I could have? I probably should have.
Marq's top 10 reasons why women cheat. Okay? Boom. Desire for novelty and excitement. But too nice, they're going to try you. And when they try you, they're going to run over you. When they run over you, guess what's going to happen? They're going to cheat on you. I mean, boom. Revenge or retaliation.
Ooh-wee. Hey,
Let me pop this back up again. Let's pop that marinade. Revenge and retaliation.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, we already know revenge and retaliation. You do it, I'm going to go out here and do it too, nigga. All right, emotional connection with someone else.
Man, busy or running the streets or doing whatever you're doing, trying to provide, man. A lot of times we don't provide that emotional support that women need with running the streets and doing things in a certain field. Emotions have to be disconnected from that.
Lack of compatibility. Don't come in from a broken state. Understand what it is that you desire. Also, make sure you are whole with yourself so you can see if there's any compatibility in the beginning. Boom. Relationship dissatisfaction. And I'm not oblivious to the fact that if I don't take care of the situation, she will look the other way.
Right.
I mean, Marq's top 10 when women say blank and men think blank, right? We're going to fill in the blanks tonight, right? Let's go ahead and get to it. Here's the first one. It's going to take a special man to deal with my mess. Nah, when you hear a woman say that, man, what's the first thing you think, man, when you hear that?
It's
going to take a special man to deal with my mess.
This is about to be a lot of work. Right, that's what I think. This going to be plenty work. That's one. This about to be plenty work. 2, she ain't ready to be accountable for shit. She's saying, accept me for who I am or else. I agree with you. It's going to take a special man. That nigga ain't me.
Right. Whenever I hear women say that, whether it's dating or whether it's just a friend, when I hear a woman say that, it's going to take a special man to deal with my mess. The first thing I think about is, why does someone have to even deal with your mess? Right? If you know you got mess, let me blow this up. If you know you got mess, why is it that you're trying to why are you trying to even date? You know what I mean? Man. If you're a mess, if you know it's something that you know that's wrong and that's messy, why would you want someone else to try to deal with your mess? So that right there, that's the first thing I think, So check this out. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and just start. Okay. A strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. What women really desire from men. Marq's top 10. Again, there's no particular order, but when there's no particular order, it is integrity. Women desire a man with integrity, right? How important is integrity to you, Duchess?
So yeah, integrity for me is very important. You got to have morals, scruples, respect. All that falls in together for me. So
If you have
Right.
integrity, that means you'll hold true your morals, beliefs when nobody's watching. You're still going to do the right thing.
Okay. All right. Number 2. Boom. Confidence. Confidence. Not arrogant, fellas, but confidence, right?
Like,
Women desire.
oh, you said you were confident with like going in public with me or going to an event that I know I'm gonna be on stage, as far as having to entertain people or talk to other people, maybe in a healthcare setting, and then they just revert back in a corner. Like, hold on, what happened?
2.
You can't.
Compassion. A man that's compassionate, not sensitive, too sensitive, but compassion.